God is great. God is good. My name is Katherina Von Bora Luther, but you may call me Katie. I was born in 1499 near Leipzig, Germany. I was only 5 or 6 when my mother died, and my father sent me to be cared for and educated at the Benedictine cloister, then later to a convent. When I prayed before the Stations of the Cross, I always felt very close to Jesus. I was 16 when I took the veil of the nun and dedicated myself to God. My life as a nun for 20 years afforded me some things I might not have learned had I married early. I was well educated in the Holy Scriptures, and the structure of convent life was such that I became accustomed to keeping schedules and managing the affairs of an institution. I especially loved the garden, weeding and watching plants grow. While I was there, the Reformation was brewing outside the convent walls. I knew little of the world outside except by reading the tracts of the reformers that had been smuggled in. The reformers believed that all of life was spiritual and that all should be able to read the Bible in their own language, not just Latin. To leave the security of the convent where I had spent most of my life was frightening. But the opportunity came to escape the convent walls and enter the outside world, and I accepted. Some said I had broken my vows to God, but I felt that the reason for leaving was because of my devotion to God. On Easter Eve, 12 of us nuns climbed onto a fish wagon and hid among the barrels in the black of night. Ach der Lieben, have you ever smelled a fish barrel? We had no idea if life or death awaited us. My 11 sisters found safety quickly, either returning to their family or being married. But I had nowhere to return. Martin Luther found me a temporary place to stay with the Cronach family. I had some suitors, but I did not wish to marry any of them. There were only 2 I'd consider, Nicholas von Amsdorf or Martin Luther. I married Martin Luther, and it was a very good match. We had 6 delightful children and raised many orphan children. Martin and I were truly helpmeets for each other. We laughed and teased and sang together. Martin wrote wonderful hymns like, "Lord, keep us steadfast in your word," which will be sung later in this service. Martin was so busy that I managed our large household, which also served as a boarding house for travelers or anyone else that needed a place to stay. And why not? We had 30 rooms. But I was not just the housekeeper and wife. I managed the estate, brewed beer, bought cattle, oversaw the garden, and even found time to proofread my husband's German translation of the New Testament. At Martin's table talk sessions in our dining room, there was always a place for me and a place for my opinion, even if it did get a bit loud at times. Eating around the table was always one of our best times of the day. So I say to you, even when it seems the odds of the world are against you, remember that God is with you, enabling you to act boldly as He sets your course for the 40 days of Lent and for the rest of your life. Bold may be speaking quietly when others are shouting. Bold may be staying the course when the rest of the world is demanding. We can't see into the future, but we can trust God to provide. God can surprise us in the most astonishing ways. My life ended in 1553. I was pretty old at 53. People might remember me for being a bold woman, but I'd rather be remembered for one of my favorite sayings: I will stick to God as a cocklebur to a topcoat. Gott is great. Gott is good.